Why do we do the things that we do? When you ask someone what the meaning of life is, they'll probably give you an answer that's something close to finding happiness. What makes someone happy? In the short term, it's anything that elicits a dopamine response. So, drugs, sex, likes on your Instagram post. In the context of happiness, people are talking about finding long-term happiness. There are good days and there are bad days, but it doesn't spike like short-term happiness tends to do. To find long-term happiness, we tend to appreciate everything that we have now, and everything else is extra. Why do we journal? Why do we do daily gratitude? Why do we make it a point on this channel to be so present? It's because living our life is the goal. We do these things to reflect on our life and appreciate the things that we have. We don't want to miss the moments that make up our life. If you were to talk to somebody on their deathbed and ask them what their biggest regrets in life are, they would probably say something along the lines of relationships that weren't cherished, opportunities that were missed, and what ifs. We want to minimize regrets and cherish memories in relationships. When we look at life through this lens, our mission is simple: be kind, generous, loving, and a good person. How many people in life live for the weekend or some off in the distance moment? If I could just get to Friday, if I could just get this promotion, if I get married, then this will happen. When I have kids, that'll happen. We spend so much time pondering dreams, procrastinating the happiness that we're supposed to be chasing. We put off life for today, when today we should be living life. That doesn't mean we should quit our jobs and our responsibilities. It means we shouldn't wait until we graduate, or get married, or have kids, or get a new job, or get promoted to start living life. If you wake up one day and you're 40 and your kids are all grown up and you decide that you're going to start living life, it's probably already too late. You miss so much in life because you were waiting for something to start, waiting for something to change. We can't wait to start fostering the relationships in our lives. Life is like a plant. You need to give it water and sunlight daily in order for it to grow. If you put it off, it will die. If you take care of a car, it will last a long time before it starts giving you problems and you need to start making repairs. But if you don't take care of it, it'll start costing you damages and repairs that will add up and be more expensive in the long run. That's how relationships work. It's harder to fix a marriage when you've been neglecting it for so long, versus if you were giving it the attention and the love that it needed the entire time. You don't need to wait for happiness. Happiness is in you. It's your life today. When you find a person, get married, have kids, and get that new job, it adds to your foundation. But happiness already exists. You're just building upon it. That's what makes a person whole. It's not about the individual parts being right. It's about all the different areas of life coming together to make yourself whole. So how can we find this long-term happiness? How can we flip a switch and start today? There are two components to this: awareness and balance. Awareness is essential because it's how we recognize the things in our life that we should cherish. Are we spending enough time with our family? Jordan Peterson and some others have talked about how we only see our grandparents and parents every once in a while. And if they're only going to live another 15 years, for example, and we see them once or twice a year, that's 15 to 30 times until we never see them again. That's not a lot of time. And this is probably a sign to call your parents and your grandparents. It's important that we are aware before we move on to balance, because we need to understand what it is that we're trying to balance the rest of our life with. Are you making time for your family? Are you eating healthy and exercising? Are you giving yourself time for yourself to reflect and reset? Once you have answered all these questions and have worked on getting them to a yes, you're ready to move on to the next component. Balance is taking everything that we've identified with awareness and fitting it in with the rest of our life. You may have heard of the metaphor of the glass jar filled with rocks, pebbles, and sand, or some variation of it. If you haven't, here's the short version. The glass jar represents your life. The rocks represent the core areas of your life: your family, your friends, and your health. The pebbles represent other things like school, work, hobbies. And the sand represents everything else, mostly materialistic stuff. If you start by filling the jar with sand, you won't be able to fit in your rocks or your pebbles. If you fill your jar with mostly sand and pebbles, you're not going to be able to fit any rocks. So the best way to go about it is to put in your rocks first, your pebbles second, and fill everything else with sand. The moral of the story is that you need to start with the core components of your life and work around them. That means making sure that our family and our friends are at the forefront of our lives, and that we're taking care of ourselves mentally and physically. Then comes your pebbles: work, school, hobbies. These aren't constants, they will change over time. You will change jobs, school will end, your hobbies will shift with time and changing interests. Your rocks will ground you and support you through the pebbles. If you don't have the support of relationships, it will affect your performance in work and school and even your hobbies. If your health isn't in check, then none of your pebbles even matter. Then there's your sand. We all like our things, especially as an American in 2023, but we've seen it in our society many times before. Money doesn't buy happiness. Celebrities and wealthy individuals who have everything but are still so empty: the house, the car, the clothes, but a divorce and a broken home. It's okay to have everything else, but there's a reason that it's referred to as everything else. Because our rocks and our pebbles come first. When we find balance, we prioritize the things in life that really matter, and then we fill in the rest of our time accordingly. So when you click off this video, remember that life isn't so complicated. It moves fast, which is why it's important to appreciate who and what we have in our lives. Don't wait to start living life. Living is our purpose. It's our goal. Don't put off living life today, when today you should be living life. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, please drop me a like. It helps me out a ton. If you're new here, my name is Matt. I talk about my journey through life and some thoughts that I have to help you learn a thing or two and help you become the best version of yourself that you can be. If you enjoy this kind of content, consider subscribing so you can see my videos when they come out. I appreciate you watching, and I hope you're doing well. Until next time, God bless.